June 21st, Wednesday 2023, and we are in BBIS second semester, and we have a brilliant child, student, let's say, Simran Tandukar, and she has read the story Love is a Fallacy, and she will talk about the story. We'll enjoy. Go on, Simran.
Love is a Fallacy is a short story written by Max Schulman.
You can also decide to note on the whiteboard. If you note, they will get time to adjust. Yes.
So Love is a Fallacy is a short story written by Max Schulman. Here he narrates the attempts of a young man who uses logic as his advantage to pursue love. Ironically, however, he falls victim to his own fallacies.
So, what is interesting, Simran, you said that a young man uses logic to get love, right? And you know, love is not done by logic. Love is done by emotion, right? So the mistake he did was that he thought that you can use logic to win love, right? And there is a saying in Hindi, Gadhe pe dil lagi to lagi, people say, right? If you fall in love, even it's donkey-like person, you love, right? So there is no logic in love. So don't try to use logic when you are in love. Yes, go on. Wonderful.
The story begins with our protagonist in the dorm room of his law school, realizing his roommate's craze for a raccoon board.
Could you write the name of the two friends on the whiteboard? The protagonist and his roommate. Could you write the names? It's a story about two roommates who like the same girl. And this story also shows, you know, what attitude the boys have about the girls. He just gives his girlfriend for a raccoon coat. He says, if you give me raccoon coat, you take my girlfriend. As if the girlfriend is an object. Yes. Is it Petty Birch or Petty Bello? I'm not sure. As a teacher, I'm very possible, right? I'll get the answer. Good. Yes. And does he have a name?
P.T. Bellows, the roommate, one day expressed his eagerness to give just anything away to have a raccoon coat. Our protagonist then begins to belittle his roommate, calling him a faddist, and impressionable, and unstable and emotional. So
Faddist is fashion में कुनै कुरा आयो भने त्यसलाई मर्यादा गर्ने कि तर लङ लास्टिङ डिजाइनरलाई फेरि चेन्ज गर्ने मुड चेन्ज स्विङ भइरहने कि फाडिस्ट भनेको कुनै फेसन आयो भने त्यसलाई चाहिँ मर्यादा गर्ने त्यो लिने फेरि अर्कोमा जाने. Yes.
Our protagonist did have the raccoon coat that P.T. was so crazy about back home that belonged to his father, and unexpectedly enough, P.T. did also have something that the protagonist wanted. It was his girlfriend, Polly Epstein.
Okay, यसरी गर्ने म आज यस्तो गर्ने के Petty Bellows and so Petty Bellows सँग के सारे girlfriend. What's her name?
Polly Epstein.
Most beautiful, right? एकदमै राम्रो हुनेछ. So he has a girlfriend, but he wants a spelling के होला raccoon coat, right? And this protagonist, his father back at home has a raccoon coat. So what do? They do a deal, transaction deal. I'll give a coat for you and you give me your girlfriend. यहाँनिर रमाइलो कुरा के छ भने केटीहरूले गर्ल्सहरूले बुझ्नुपर्ने कुरा कि यो स्टोरीमा यो केटाहरूले केटीहरूलाई कसरी हेर्यो त भन्दा केटाहरूलाई कसरी हेर्यो भन्दाखेरि मेरो गर्लफ्रेन्ड चाहिँ एउटा सामान हो मेरो मसँग म पजेस गर्छु र मलाई जहाँ मन लाग्छ म दिन सक्छु. This is insulting, this is bad. This attitude कि my girlfriend is like an object I can exchange. त्यो त राम्रो भएन नि. उसले चाहिँ त मलाई कोड दे मेरो केटी लैजा. He is not into love. He is not into. Yes.
The narrator indicates that he had desired Polly for surely calculated and entirely logical reason, that is for his career as a lawyer.
That protagonist is willing to be a lawyer and he says यतिको राम्रो केटीलाई चाहिँ बिहा गरेपछि त गजबै हुन्छ तर राम्री मात्रै भएर पुग्दैन वाइफ इन्टेलिजेन्ट हुनुपर्छ भन्छ कि अनि चेक गर्छ र उसलाई के लाग्छ यो केटी राम्री त छ तर डम छ अहिले बिहा गरेर पहिला पढाउनु पर्छ. सी यसले के देखायो हाउ बोयज इभ्यालुएट गर्ल्स उसलाई त्यो केटालाई घमण्ड के म चाहिँ जान्ने यो केटीहरू जान्ने हुँदैन भन्ने हेर्नुहोस् त राम्री केटीहरू डम हुन्छ भनेर सोचाइ हेर्नुहोस् त. यस गो.
According to him, successful lawyers had beautiful, gracious and intelligent women by their side, which he labeled Polly.
Successful lawyers have beautiful plus intelligent wives by their side.
To which he labeled Polly as beautiful and gracious, but intelligent she was not.
Polly was beautiful, Polly was gracious, Polly was charming, Polly was glamorous, Polly might be sexy too, but Polly was not intelligent according to the boys' evaluation. Yes.
Matter of fact, she was a full bum and was unfit for him. The narrator or the protagonist can be tagged as a self-opinionated narcissist with a pompous attitude.
Self-opinionated narcissist with a pompous attitude. Who? The narrator. The protagonist.
The narrator was on a quest to change dumb Polly into a smart Polly.
He says, I will change this dumb Polly into a smart Polly. This is boy's attitude. हेर त सोचाइ उसको यो केटीलाई मैले केबाट के ट्रान्सफर्म गरिदिन्छु बनाइदिन्छु. Yes, go on.
He thinks Polly can become an intelligent person under his guidance.
Male ego. I can guide this girl and make her intelligent. Yes.
Post 1 began when the protagonist bought the raccoon coat and made a transaction with PT, to which he hesitated at first but gave in pretty quick. He went on a date with Polly, which made him realize.
त्यो रकुन कोट लिएर आउँछ हैन अनि ल यो रकुन कोट मसँग छ तर तैले त्यो गर्लफ्रेन्डले भनेपछि त्यो पेटी बेललाई के लाग्छ भने सो सोच्छ के यसले हाम्रो ट्रु लभ होइन अब केटी छोड्नु पर्यो नि त गाह्रो इट्स नट ट्रु लभ केही फरक पर्दैन दिए हुन्छ यस्ता केटी अरू पनि पाइन्छन् यसरी सोच्छ कि द्याट एटिट्युड इज रिमार्केबल. Yes, go on.
He went on a date with Polly, which made him realize that it was not going to be an easy task. He mentions or hints of her having a smooth brain. A smooth brain is a person who is unintelligent. She entirely needed to be taught how to think. He simply needed to re-educate her.
So on the first date, he thinks that यो केटीलाई मैले पुरै पढाउनु पर्छ, पुरै सिकाउनु पर्छ. ब्युटिफुल त छे तर दिमाग यसको छैन भन्छ. तर वास्तवमा सबभन्दा तगडा दिमाग त्यही केटीको हुन्छ.
The next evening he began with giving her the courses of logic. Logic simply is the science of thinking. Then he decides to teach her about the common fallacies and how to recognize them.
What is a fallacy? Fallacy is a wrong way of thinking. Fallacy is a wrong way of thinking. Just simple definition. A wrong, incorrect way of thinking.
The first fallacy that they talk about is dicto simpliciter.
लेखा त्यहाँ नाम त्यसको dicto simpliciter त्यहाँ लेखा. The first fallacy that it teaches. सबै लेख्नुपर्छ ठाउँ बनाऊ है त्यहाँ सबै 1 2 3 4 5 लेख्नुपर्छ. Dicto simpliciter नाम मात्रै लेख अहिले.
First, let us examine the fallacy called dicto simpliciter. By all means, she urged, batting her lashes eagerly. Dicto simpliciter means an argument based on an unqualified generalization.
लेख an unqualified generalization में लेख क्या? An unqualified अल्लाह पूछो चाहिए. An unqualified generalization में लेख.
For example, exercise is good, therefore everybody should exercise.
लेखते हैं exercise is good में लेख पहला. Full stop दो. Exercise is good, full stop. Therefore लेखो. comma दो. Everybody should exercise लेखो. Explain करो. जो unqualified कहना समझे किस देश में? आइए पहले मौका दीजिए. जैसे अब exercise is good भनेर चाहिँ universal premise भन्छ के? यो general idea हो. Exercise is good भने exercise राम्रो हुन्छ. अब यो universal premise मा बसेर you draw a conclusion. के therefore conclusion यस्तो हुन्छ therefore के हुन्छ यो mathematics मा यस्तो है. Therefore everybody should यो problem केमा आयो everybody भयो के everybody भने के हो unqualified भयो के. जस्तै अब मानिलिनु म हार्टको पेशेन्ट र डाक्टरले चाहिँ मलाई एक्सरसाइज नगर्नु भनेको छ. अब त everybody should exercise भन्यो भने त फल्स भयो नि. किन फल्स भयो? दिवार सर कान्ट एक्सरसाइज because he is heart patient. Unqualified a conclusion that you draw and apply for everybody, but you will find exceptions. You will find exceptions where this conclusion cannot apply. So, this is the fallacy. Fallacy भनेको false way of arguing. Exercise राम्रो हो त्यही भएर सबैले गर्नुपर्छ भने मेरो हजुरआमा हुनुहुन्छ होला 95 वर्ष उहाँले गर्न सक्नुहुन्न 30 बाँचिन्छ नि. त्यो सबैले भनेको हुन्छ कि दिस इज अनक्वालिफाइड. सो यु मस्ट क्वालिफाई बिकज क्वालिफाइड इज अनक्वालिफाइड. डिक्टो simpliciter where you have an idea and you apply over everything and that doesn't.
I agree, said Polly earnestly. I mean, exercise is wonderful. I mean, it builds the body and everything. Polly, I said gently, the argument is a fallacy. Exercise is good is an unqualified generalization. For instance, if you have a heart disease, exercise is bad, not good. Many people are ordered by their doctors not to exercise. You must qualify the generalization. You must say exercise is usually good or exercise is good for most people.
Qualify means limit. Exercise is good na bhanera. Exercise is good for most people भन्नु पर्यो. अनि बल एक्सेप्सन आउँछ नि. Yes.
Otherwise you have committed a dicto simpliciter. Do you see? No, she confessed, but this is Marby. Do more, do more.
She enjoys this teaching. She is more Teach me more.
Next, we take up a fallacy called hasty generalization.
यहाँ लेख्दै जानु तिमीहरूले कमसेकम सम्झिनु दिइराख्नु भयो जाँचमा के भने नाम त लेख्नु hasty generalization.
You can listen carefully. You can't speak French. P.T. Bellows can't speak French. I must therefore conclude that nobody in the University of Minnesota can speak French.
Simran can't speak Newari. Divakar sir can't speak Newari. Therefore, nobody in BBIS class can speak Newari. यो भने त फल्स हुन्छ नि किन यो निर्जलाले बोल्ला उसले बोल्ला कोही बोल्छ नि नेवारी बोल्छ नेवारी बोल्ने को थाहा नेवारी बोल्ने को छैन क्लासमा नेवारी बोल्न जाने गुड एकजना त्यहाँ रहेछ ऊ नन नेवार पोखरा नेवारी बोल्छ ऊ पोखरा नेवारी बोल्छ अरू नेवारी बोल्ने को छ हाल्नु न नेवारी बोल्ने ओके गुड सो मेनी लुक के भन्छ रे हेस्टी जनरेसन यू हैव ओन्ली टू एभिडेन्सेस कि सिमल नेवारी आउँदैन दिवाकर नेवारी आउँदैन एन्ड यु मेक क्विक कन्क्लुजन दुईजना आएर कसैलाई पनि आउँदैन राइट दुईजना आएर हेस्टी किन भयो छिटै डिसिजन लियो कि तिमीले ओ सिमललाई आएन दिवाकर साथ अरूलाई पनि सोध्नु पऱ्यो नि त क्लासमा अरूलाई सोध्दैन दुईजना आएन कसैलाई पनि आउँदैन राइट यस गो अन
Really, said Polly amazed. Nobody, I hid my exasperation. Polly, it's a fallacy.
त्यो डिफिनेसन लेखेर त्यहाँ त हेस्टी नै गरिरहेको त जस्तै माथि लेखेको थियो नि हो त्यस्तै हेस्टी जनरलाइजेसन drawing conclusion on the basis of limited evidence. Divakar sir can't speak Newari, Ashutosh can't speak Newari, therefore nobody can speak Newari. भने अब जम्मा दुईजनाको आधारमा nobody भने त हेस्टी भयो नि त
Polly, it's a fallacy. The generalization is reached too hastily. There are too few instances to support such conclusion.
There are too few instances to support the conclusion. There are too few instances, only two, Divakar and Simran, to support the conclusion that nobody can speak Newari. जब मैं दुईटा instance को आधार पर conclusion draw करना बाहर ना कि hasty किने बाहर तो जब मैं दुईजनालाई सोचेर अनि कसैले नि बोल्दैन hasty बाहर कि yes go
No any more fallacies, she asked breathlessly. This is more fun than dancing even.
This is more fun than
dancing even.
Dancing. Polly says that learning logic is funnier than dancing. एउटा मलाई मन परेको पोलीमा चाहिँ जुन तिमीहरुको त्यो क्वालिटी छैन पोलीबाट क्वालिटी छ जुन तिमीहरुमा छैन पोली इज हाइली रिसेप्टिभ कुनै कुरा सिकायो भने एकदमै सिक्न खोज्छ मलाई पोलीमा राम्रो लागेको आई विश यु वर पोली के अर्थमा जे सिकाए पनि एकदमै छिटो सिक्छ कि उसले चाहिँ त्यो लेजी गर्दैन इन्ट्रेस्ट एकदमै हाई मोटिभेसन देखाउँछ हेर त लजिक त गजब रहेछ नाच्न भन्दा राम्रो भन्छ तिम्रो त पढ्न मान्दैन तिम्रो त नाच्ने सर भन्छ तिमीलाई अप्सन दियो लजिक पढ्ने कि नाच्ने र डान्स गर्ने भन्छ पोली के छ पढ्न one thing you can learn from Polly is she is very curious to learn. Yes.
Here's an example of contradictory premises. If God can do anything, can He make a stone so heavy that He won't be able to lift it? Of course, she replied promptly.
Contradictory? Contradictory premises. Making two opposite sentences.
But if He can do anything, He can lift a stone. I pointed out. Yeah.
चलो फिर विस्तारै पढ त can God but विस्तारै पढ सुन listen पढ त
If God can do anything, can He make a stone so heavy that He won't be able to lift it?
If God can do anything, sentence 1. God can do anything, sentence 1. Now sentence 2. If God can do anything, can God create a stone so heavy that God Himself cannot lift? अब yes भने God can do anything फेल भयो नो भने पनि फेल भयो No, God cannot create a stone as heavy that he himself can't lift. Then God cannot do anything. Everything on hand. Either way, fail. Okay? Yes.
Of course, she replied promptly. But if he can do anything, he can lift the stone, I pointed out. Yeah, she said thoughtfully. Well, then I guess he can make the stone. But he can do anything. I reminded her. She scratched her pretty empty head. I'm all confused. She admitted.
She scratched her pretty empty head. She scratched her pretty, beautiful, empty head. केटीहरुको चाहिँ अनुहार राम्रो हुन्छ, दिमाग खाली हुन्छ रे के. सोच हेर्नु न. Look the attitude. अनुहार pretty हुन्छ, दिमाग चाहिँ खाली. That's not. Polly proves that this is wrong. मैले पढेपछि यो स्टोरी सकेपछि you will change your attitude about girls. सोचाइ हुन्छ नि राम्रा हुन्छ नि बुद्धि हुँदैन भने. Yes, go on. अहिले संसारमा हेर्नुहोस् त यो ए लेभलमा सीबीएसईमा सबैमा टपमा गर्ल्सहरू आइरहेको छ. 2-3 वर्ष भइसक्यो. टपमा खालि टप 5 टप 10 गर्ल्सहरू छ अहिले. बोयजहरू तल आइसक्यो. संसारभरि.
We will discuss false analogy. Here is an example. Students should be allowed to look at their textbooks during examination. After all, surgeons have X-rays to guide them during an operation.
False analogy लेखेको कस्तो रमाइलो. के भने उसले जाँच दिन आयो सिमरन जाँचमा किताबको विषय लिएर आयो अनि खोलेर लेखेको दिवाकर सरले के सिमरन के गरेको यो तिमीले कपी खोलेको भन्दाखेरि अब सिमरनले के भन्छ सर डक्टरले पनि त एक्सरे हेरेर डिसाइड त गर्छ आफै गर्छ र अल्ट्रासाउन्ड हेर्छ एक्सरे हेर्छ ब्लड रिपोर्ट माग्छ अनि बल्ल मेडिसिन दिन्छ मैले हेर्न किन हुँदैन अब के भयो त दुईटा फरक एरियाको कम्प्यारिजन भयो कि फल्स एनालोजी भनेको तपाईँले मेडिसिनको कुरा ल्याएर एजुकेसनमा अप्लाई गर्न मिल्दैन कि फल्स एनालोजी एनालोजी being made between two different situation or things. नाम काटे हाम्रो भाइले भाइको नाम के रे बाबुको नामको मलाई रमाइलो लाग्यो.
After all, surgeons have X-rays to guide them during an operation. Lawyers have briefs to guide them during trial. Carpenters have blueprints to guide them when they are building a house. Why then?
First example,
surgeons have X-rays to guide them.
Okay, surgeons have X-rays to guide them during physical examination. Second.
Lawyers have briefs to guide them during trial.
Lawyer के गर्छ भने रातभरि पढ्छ अनि त्यो पुरा लेखेर ल्याउँछ कि उसले नोट लेखेर ल्याउँछ कि फलानु किताबको फलानु च्याप्टरमा यस्तो भनेछ लिएर आउँछ कोर्ट अनि न्यायाधीशले देखाउँछ एक्जाम्पल यहाँ ल्याएको भएर दे हेभ ब्रिफ्स. तेस्रो
carpenters have blueprints to guide them.
कार्पेन्टर पनि त नक्सा बनाउँछ नि पहिला अनि बल्ल काम गर्छ. उसले के भन्छ अब यिनीहरू चाहिँ यसरी हेरेर गर्न हुने मैले किन हेरेर गर्न हुने भन्छ कि विद्यार्थीले. यस पढ अगाडि.
Then why shouldn't students be allowed to look at their textbooks during an examination?
फरक के हो? Lawyer is not learning. He has already learned. Surgeon is not learning. He has already learned. The carpenter is not learning, but you are learning. त्यो लर्निङ स्टेज भएको चाहिँ अब डक्टरले चाहिँ एक्सरे हेर्छ कार्पेन्टर चाहिँ ब्लुप्रिन्ट हेर्छ लयरले ब्रिफ हेर्छ मैले पनि किताब हेर्छु भने मिलेन नि त. फरक के हो? दो थ्री they have passed their test and they have got the degree, but you have not proved your degree. You are still learning. सिकिरहेको मान्छेले त उनीहरूले चाहिँ डक्टरले एक्सरे हेर्छ म किताब हेर्छु भने मिलेन नि. What is the problem? You are comparing two unrelated areas. Yes.
There now, she said enthusiastically. It is the most smarty idea I've heard in years. Polly, I said testily, the argument is all wrong. Doctors, lawyers and carpenters aren't taking a test to see how much they have learned.
They are not taking a test to see how much they have learned. But you are taking a test. Just आज मैले प्रेजेन्ट लगाएँ नि किन गर्न लगाएँ? I am testing her, I am checking her कति पढाएको छ भनेर हो नि. हैन भोलि म इन्टरनल मार्क हालेर सम्झिरहेको हुन्छु नि के गरेको थियो क्लासमा. Yes.
The situations are altogether different and you can't make an analogy between them.
Oh, you cannot compare two unrelated situations and make a decision. Make a decision, yes.
The next fallacy is called poisoning the well.
के फेरि भन्दा?
Poisoning the well.
Poisoning the well लेख्दै जाऊ है. माथि न खै तल भयो भने देख्दैन कि पोइजनिङ द वेल मलाई रमाइलो कुरा आयो भने तिम्रो क्लासमै नन काट्यो कि घरमा काट्नुपर्छ कि घरमा भ्याउनुपर्छ घरको काम क्लासमा ल्याएर हुँदैन नि यसलाई के भन्छ ग्रुमिङ भन्छ पर्सनल ग्रुमिङ त्यो जान्ने ल बिहान बिचरा रिसाइरहेको पुरा रिसाएर पड्केर दिवाकर सर तपाईँले के भने भन्दै रिसायो छैन कुल भएर ल पढ्नु
Well, how cute she gurgled. Two men are having a debate. The first one gets up and says, "My opponent is notorious liar. You can't believe a word that he is going to say." Now, Polly, think hard. What's wrong?
फेरि बिस्तारै फेरि पढ्दा त्यो टु फेरि पढ्दा
Two men are having a debate.
Okay, two men are having a debate.
The first one gets up and says, "My opponent is a notorious liar."
Okay, I say my opponent is a liar, not lawyer. Liar, L-I-E-R.
You can't believe a word that he is going to say.
So please don't believe what he says. What I'm doing, I am tarnishing his character rather than answering his argument. उसले भनेको तर्क जवाफ दिन नसक्ने उसको चरित्र हत्या गर्ने कि ऊ चोरो उसले भने नमान्नु हिजो मैले फेसबुकमा देख्दै थिएँ इन्डियन पोस्ट एउटा मोदी अब रेकर्डमा बोल्नु हुँदैन त बोलिदिन्छु फेसबुकमा देखेँ के अरे मोदी कुत्ता है योगी गधा है तुम कुत्ते को प्रधानमंत्री देखना चाहते हो या गधे को और लेखा थियो कि फेसबुकमा अब यो के भयो त मोदी र योगीलाई त उसको गाली कुत्ता गधा त गाली गरे भयो दिस इज पोइजनिङ दि when you cannot answer the argument you are destroying their character you are destroying their character yes
Now, Polly, think hard. Think hard. What's wrong? I watched her closely as she knit her creamy brow in concentration. Suddenly, a glimmer of intelligence, the first I had seen, came into her eyes. It's not fair, she said with indignation. It's not a bit fair. What chance has the second man got if the first man calls him a liar before he even begins talking? Right, I cried exultantly.
Polly clearly understands this. सबै बुझ्दै जान्छ उले. Polly is such a good student. पुरै बुझ्छ कि पढायो. Yes.
It's not fair. The first man has poisoned the well before anyone could drink from it. He has hamstrung his opponent before he could even start.
He has
hamstrung his opponent.
Hamstrung his opponent before he could
even start.
Stop. कुनै अब पानी कुवाको पानीमा विष हाल्यो भने त त्यो पानी पिउन लायक भने नि कुनै व्यक्तिले बोल्नै पाएको छैन भन्नै पाएको छैन पहिले उसको क्यारेक्टरलाई टार्निस गरेर त बोल्नै मिलेन नि अब मैले सेमनलाई यो ठिपो भन्यो भने कसरी बोल्छ बिचारा त्यो त मोरल भयो नि यस
After 5 nights and 5 fallacies, the narrator declared that Polly was ready and worthy of him.
Now he decides, now I've trained you, now you are ready to be my girlfriend.
My dear, I said, favoring her with a smile, we have now spent 5 evenings together.
Sunai, we have spent 5 evenings, now he is proposing, propose yes.
We have gotten along splendidly. It is clear that we are well matched. Hasty generalization, said Polly.
Oh wait, के भन्नु डार्लिङ 5 दिन भयो सँगै हिँडेको हामीलाई खाना मन परेछ एकअर्काको कुरा मन परेछ हाम्रो म्याच मिल्छ है भन्छ बोयले केटीले के भने त केटीले के भने इट इज हेस्टी जनरलाइजेसन तिमीसँग 5 दिन हिँडेर मैले तिमीलाई बिहा गर्न मिल्छ लुक उसैले सिकाएको अप्लाई गरेर उसै कुरालाई काट्दियो के Now the story gets funnier. Yes.
I beg your pardon, said I. Hasty generalization, she repeated. How can you say that we are well matched on the basis of only 5 dates? I chuckled with amusement. 5 dates is plenty. After
the boy is happy because she gets over. The boy is yes.
5 dates is plenty. After all, you don't have to eat a whole cake to know that it's good.
You don't have to eat the whole cake to know that it's good. एउटा सानो चाखेर पुग्छ नि केक त पुरै खानु पर्दैन अब उसले के भन्छ
false analogy
false I'm not a cake म केक हो God
said Polly promptly. I'm not a cake, I'm a girl.
I'm a girl, I'm not a cake.
I chuckled with somewhat less amusement. I was Frankenstein and my monster had me by the throat.
यो फ्र्याङ्केनस्टाइन भनेको मेरी शेलीले लेखेको उपन्यास हो अनि फ्र्याङ्केनस्टाइनमा के हुन्छ भने भिक्टर भन्ने हिरो हुन्छ अनि त्यो भिक्टर भन्ने हिरोले एउटा आर्टिफिसियल मान्छे बनाइदिन्छ कि अनि आर्टिफिसियल मान्छे त बनाउँछ अनि बनाउँदा बनाउँदै उसलाई डराउँछ यसले खतरा गर्छ छोडिदिन्छ कि अनि त्यो बनाएको मान्छे झन् भिलेन भएर निस्किन्छ एकदमै राम्रो उपन्यास छ पढ्नु कहिले फुर्सद भयो भने मेरी शेलीको फ्र्याङ्केनस्टाइन भन्ने उपन्यास असाध्यै राम्रो छ पढ्नु
Frantically, I fought back the tide of panic.
त्यो केटालाई के लाग्यो भने यो पोलीलाई मैले फ्र्याङ्केनस्टाइन बनाएँ भने लाग्यो कि उसले यसलाई त सिकायो यसले मैमाथि अट्याक गर्न थाल्यो नि त यस
At all cost, I had to keep cool. Well, Polly, I said, forcing a smile, you certainly have learned your fallacies. But you mustn't take these all things so literally. I mean, this is the classroom. This is just classroom stuff. You know that the things you learn in school don't have anything to do with life. Dicto simpliciter, she said, wagging her fingers at me playfully. That did it. I leaped to my feet, bellowing like a bull. Will you?
मैले बुझिनँ फेरि आउ त यो डिक्टो सिम्प्लिसिटर कसरी भयो सुरुबाटै भन्नु त फेरि
You mustn't take all these things so literally. I mean, this is just classroom stuff. You know that the things you learn in school don't have anything to do with life.
द बोइस है उसले हैरान पऱ्यो कि अब सकेन अनि के भन्छ यो त क्लासमा लजिक पढेको अब लाइफमा अप्लाई नगर भन्छ कि अब उसले के भन्छ
Dicto simpliciter.
एक्सप्लेन गर त कसरी त्यो डिप्रेसन एक्सप्लेन गर त
Dicto simpliciter means a rule or observation which might only be true in some cases. So, according to the narrator, say the things that he taught Polly were just classroom stuff and it doesn't have to be applied to real life.
मैले के बुझिनँ भने उसले चाहिँ केटाले के भन्छ भन्दाखेरि पोले सक्दैन होइन उसले प्रपोज गरिरहेछ उसले डिनाइ गरिरहेछ सक्दैन अनि के भन्छ यो लजिकहरू अप्लाई नगरेर क्या लाइफमा यो चाहिँ क्लासमा पढ्ने कुरा जहाँ पास गरेर सिधै लभ छुट्टै लभ गर्ने हो कहाँ हुन्छ भनेपछि केटाले के भन्छ दिस इज डिक्टो मैले के बुझिनँ भने त्यो मलाई बुझाऊ कि क्लासमा यो कसरी डिक्टो सिम्प्लिसिटर भयो बुझाऊ त यो चाहिँ अनक्वालिफाइड जेनरलाइजेसन कसरी भयो बुझाउ त भनेको कि कोसिस गर मेरो दिमागमा आयो फेरि भन
An argument based on an unqualified generalization.
Okay.
Your statement.
यो जस्तै उसले चाहिँ यो लजिक चाहिँ क्लासको लागि मात्रै पढायो लाइफमा अप्लाई नगर भन्ने कुरा अनक्वालिफाइड जेनरलाइजेसन कसरी भयो भनेको कि
Because it might be true in some cases.
यो कसरी अनक्वालिफाइड भयो भने उसले चाहिँ यो लजिक चाहिँ क्लासमा एक्जाम पास गर्न मात्रै काम लाग्ने कुरा हो नम्बर ल्याउन मात्रै काम लाग्ने कुरा हो यो लाइफमा चाहिँ यसले काम गर्दैन यो हाम्रो लभ अफेयरमा चाहिँ लजिक चल्दैन भनेर भन्छ नि केटाले केटीलाई उसले के गर्यो त्यो क्लासमा पढेको लजिकलाई लाइफसँग जोड्यो नि त क्लासमा पढेको केसँग जोड लाइफसँग जोड्यो नि त अब उसले के भन्छ यसरी चाहिँ यो क्लासमा पढाएको लाइफसँग जोड्न मिल्दैन भन्नु चाहिँ उसले अब मलाई क्लियर भइरहेछ नि है I'll think. I'll try to explain. है अगाडि बढ्नु त
Dicto simpliciter, she said, wagging her fingers playfully. That did it. I leaped to my feet, bellowing like a bull. Will you or will you not go steady with me?
Very part of the line. I will.
She said, wagging her fingers at me playfully. That did it. I leaped to my feet, bellowing like a bull. Will you or will you not go steady with me? I will not, she replied. Why not? I demanded.
केटो हैरान पर्छ कि अनि यो त मसँग जाने कि नजाने भन्छ कि सिधै प्रपोज गऱ्यो हुँदै यो गरे पनि त्यो गरे हुँदैन अनि रिस आयो कि
Because this afternoon I promised P.T. Bellows that I would go steady with him.
He says, I can't go with you because I've already promised P.T. Bellows I'll go with him. Kina?
I reeled back, overcome with the infamy of it. After he made a deal, after he shook my hand, that the rat, I shrieked, kicking up great chunks of turf. You can't go with him, Polly. He's a liar. He's a cheat. He's a rat. Poisoning the well.
Poisoning the well. You can't go with him, Polly, he's a cheat, he's a liar. He says, oh, you're poisoning the well. I would like the liar, but the sathila, yeah.
Said Polly, and stop shouting. I think shouting must be a fallacy too.
I think shouting too must be a fallacy.
With an immense effort of will, I modulated my voice. Alright, I said, you're a logician. Let's look at the things logically. How could you choose P.T. Bellows over me? Look at me. A brilliant student, a tremendous intellectual, a man with an assured future. Look at P.T., a knothead, a jitterbug, a guy who will never know where his next meal is coming from. Can you give me one logical reason why you should go steady with P.T. Bellows? I certainly can, declared Polly. He's got a raccoon coat.
I can give you logical reason. He has got a raccoon coat and I like raccoon coat, so I will go with Petty Bellow. I can't go with you. Yes. Ani?
This is the story.
Okay. So, के भयो त? उले त्यो raccoon coat Petty Bellow लाई दिन्छ. ओलीलाई कोट मन पर्छ. अनि उसँग कोट भएको कारणले कोटको लागि त्यो केटी पेटी बेलोसँग जान्छ. यदि त्यो कोट आफैसँग राखेपछि केटी उसँग आउँथ्यो. केटीले के मन पर्ने रहेछ? कोट. अब त्यो न्यारेटरले बुवाको कोट ल्याएर कसलाई दिन्छ? साथीलाई. राइट? केसँग साट्छ? पोलीसँग साट्छ नि. तेरो गर्लफ्रेन्ड छोड्दे, म प्रपोज गर्छु र म लभ गर्छु, तैँले कोट लैजा. अनि त्यही कोटको कारणले त्यो केटी चाहिँ उसँग जाँदैन, अरूसँग जान्छ नि. राइट? So, point के हो? Love is a fallacy. कसैले तपाईलाई प्रेम गर्छु भन्छ भने त्यो fallacious हो के. स्वार्थ हुन्छ प्रेममा. त्यहाँ पेटी बेलो केको लागि गयो उसँग? कोटको लागि. पेटी बेलो चाहिँ के अरे पोली एफसी चाहिँ पेटी बेलोसँग केको लागि गयो? कोटको लागि. प्रेम गरे हो र होइन नि? Nobody loves nobody के. It's all interest, selfishness हो यो. त्यही भएर तपाईँलाई कसैलाई प्रेम गर्छ यो सबै fallacy हो. Love is a fallacy. Yes.
So the raccoon coat which the narrator gave P.T. helped him win Polly's heart, and the raccoon coat which the narrator disliked and avoided has been the root cause of his failure. The protagonist's arrogance and narcissism led to his downfall.
Look, two things. Look, the protagonist has a problem. He is arrogant, commanding. म जे नि गर्न सक्छु भन्ने. अर्को narcissist, म जस्तो राम्रो कोही पनि छैन भन्ने. Yes.
The way the protagonist thinks that he is well comprehended, he can easily be an eligible boyfriend is a logical fallacy in itself.
Thinking that I am handsome, मैले पढाएको छु, so कसले मलाई मन पराउँदैन. जो केटीले मलाई मन पराइहाल्छ नि. यसरी सोच्यो that is a fallacious thinking.
Through this story, Schullman proves that in certain cases logic doesn't apply. Even the smartest...
Logic does not apply in love. Logic does not apply in love.
Even the smartest can be outwitted when it comes to love and romance. Logic and love do not coexist.
Logic and love do not go together. Logic and love do not go. Right? Thank you. Well done. Ram. Let's have a 5-minute break. Just we will invite the next presenter.